going to ask me questions, or you want me to just station?
Yeah. Hey, KW, got a special guest with this. Guess who it is? It's B. Kramer from
Good
Good to
morning.
Knows. Hey. Um,
Hello.
I was thinking it'd be a good opportunity to reach out to you, Beth. And a lot of agents are obviously stuck at home with their kids. Did I say that right? Stuck at home with their kids, enjoying time at home with their family.
Right.
Um, and what I wanted to communicate was that real estate's still happening, and you guys, from what you're telling me, you're doing tons of things to help make that process more efficient and keep us in rhythm on your end. So I thought maybe we just do a little Q&A and talk about what you're doing over there.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great. I think hopefully what everybody knows about us is something we're trying to retain, which is that we want everything to be smooth. We want clients to get the best experience that they can. And in this case, particularly, it is not in any way the client's fault that we have to be remote and do things remotely. So what we're trying to do is obviously protect ourselves and everybody from a health and well-being standpoint, but still provide what people need to get transactions done. That's for the benefit of his clients, but all of us in our community. We need this to move forward. We've got close connections with all the register of deeds offices. So what we're doing there is constantly staying updated with closures, evolution of e-recording in counties we didn't before because of the way that
Right.
title had to be structured. So we're just constantly creating plans for making sure everything can still function in all of those counties,
Mm-hmm.
despite different office closures. With regard to clients and client experience, obviously we have always traditionally valued that in-office, sit-down, meet connection. That's incredibly valuable to a lot of our first-time home buyers, people that just haven't done a lot of real estate,
Right.
particularly in this newer world, the mortgage industry and everything. So because we can't do that, one aspect that we're offering is, of course, everybody is not signing in our offices anymore. And so how do we do that? How do we provide that connection? We are offering, of course, the standard, what we call mail away remote signing process, which is where we can overnight documents to clients, or we can email them to clients and they can coordinate for remote notarization,
Okay.
sign in the convenience of their business or home, or even at a walkthrough for the property. What we do then to be a part of that and or bring in our agents or lenders is we're using currently a GoToMeeting for video conferencing. So I can actually video in with the clients while they're signing, go through as just as though I'm at the table with
That's
them,
awesome.
everything that they would want to know. And then just an update on realistically time frame for recording and anything else that we would normally talk about at the table. So that's our way of connecting myself and all of us attorneys to everybody, and our way to offer a venue to bring in the realtor who can't or won't be there from a health well-being standpoint, or the lender who won't be there, and
Right.
try to create that virtual table experience. The
So
reason, if it makes sense, we're using GoToMeeting is because we have vetted that from a legal and compliance
oh,
standpoint for mortgage lending compliance.
okay.
We're still exploring other avenues for any of that connection.
Cool. I think it's been interesting from a leadership standpoint, and the different firm owners and attorneys in town. Like, the biggest thing we're saying is like, how do we keep everybody in business? Because there's like propensity to say like it's a snow day, but at the end of the day, what you're doing is super important, and like you said, it's not anybody's fault. So how do we navigate that? That's
Yeah. One thing that we've certainly experienced is that despite that I think there are people who are treating it as though it is a snow day. That is not the expectation that we're having for many of our clients.
good.
They are expecting business as usual. For those who want things done, we're trying to still keep all those time frames. And all of them are being understanding that there is a rework of the process, and there needs to be. That doesn't need to be the reason it doesn't happen or it gets delayed,
Hmm.
but that it can be different and should be different.
Nice. And I don't, and you can stop me if apparently you didn't want me to see you anymore. Oh, now you're back. If you, and if I process wise, is that your door? That's funny.
Yeah. Hang on one second.
Okay. So, I was saying, if you, what are the things, like one of the things we're looking at as a market center is, can we take electronic funds, or how do we take steps out of this process that we're used to? Have you guys looked into that at all, or do you have any idea what's coming, or are there laws against it? I don't know. We're doing our best on our end.
Right. It's always been on our brain to try to rework efficiencies on every level.
Mm-hmm.
And we've always known, based on the traffic that just comes in to drop off earnest money at our office sort of habitually every day, that that's not without a lot of effort on the agent side to get that check,
Right.
facilitate the currency of that. So we've been looking at ways to make that more efficient for you all in the real estate community, all of us, buyers and realtors, to move that money around. That's become obviously incredibly critical now, because we don't
Mm-hmm.
want that. We just don't want that risk. So one thing that we are about to launch, which is the ability to use a vendor to allow for electronic transmission of at contract earnest money. What I mean by at contract, we've still got Good Fund Settlement Act requirements with regard to closing
Yep.
money. And we can't have revocable funds at the table on day of closing. But
Right.
at contract earnest money, we can use, it's a vendor called Earnest. We're actually going to come live with that hopefully the end of this week, and we'll do a big announcement of that and any training that's needed. Earnest is a vehicle to allow clients to be able to electronically transmit their earnest money. It loops in the realtors and everybody, and provide confirmations for receipts, so that we will be able to do it from people's homes and safely.
That's awesome.
As an alternative to, for instance, wiring funds to us, which
Yeah.
we can still do as well for clients.
That's cool. I remember looking at that company like a year ago. I was like, that's such a cool idea, but it's this kind of stuff makes it like, oh, I guess we need that right now, right?
Yeah, it's not without a cost. I mean, technology and those systems, just as though you download an app or use any, in the same way you have a wire fee through your bank, there will be a fee that the
Mhm.
vendor charges to the client to use it, but it is for the convenience and the ease of that use. And that'll all be in what we release as far as understanding the use of that platform.
Yeah, helps us navigate the new reality of what we can and can't do too. So that's awesome.
Right.
Cool. Awesome. Anything else that you would want to add to that we can send out to the realtor base? This will go to pretty much all the Keller people in Western North Carolina. So if there's anything that would help you from efficiency standpoint, things we can do on our end to help facilitate making it easy for you on your end. Is there anything in particular?
I think just, well, one thing I do want just everybody to know too is, beyond doing things remotely, we're also offering what we're sort of pointing as a mountain air notarization, meaning that clients, because of the structure of our office, can actually come to our office and through a window execute documents outside where we can safely notarize and see them, which in-person notarization is a requirement for legal notarization. So that's our way of being able to, and we connect over the phone and we talk through them through the window, but just a convenience for clients, because finding a notary to come to you is an inconvenience and a struggle sometimes. And so we want to just be able to provide every option for clients that's possible. So just so we know that that's out there. That's at either of our office locations currently, Biltmore Park and downtown.
Is that something? Is it a link or a different phone number, or how would I connect agents with that, so if it's a useful tool for them?
All of this is coordinated through the closing paralegal, just in terms of the options. So we disclose to every buyer these sort of 3 options: entirely remote, or in-person notarization, partial remotes, or otherwise a pick-up drop-off for packages. So we disclose that out with every client as far as coordinating it. And then it's just up to the realtor for us to have the conversation on what is best for the client and their needs. I had first-time home buyers yesterday, and they just needed more touch and they wanted more touch. And yesterday I also had a cash buyer who's done a lot of real estate, where they just wanted to know I was available for a call if they had a question. So all that's cool. Just based on knowing what a client expects, so we can set that up.
That's awesome. I want to thank you for taking the time today, and I'll just say to the Keller community that this firm has been so amazing as we've navigated this. I've been on the phone with you, Beth, personally quite a bit, trying to come up with solutions and make sure that we're keeping everybody in business and moving forward. So thank you from Keller to your office for sure. You guys have been amazing.
Well, thank you. I've always valued the ability to stay connected. We believe very, very strongly that the connection of us in this industry is what will allow us to evolve, and survive and get through this, and possibly with good evolutionary changes in our industry that are healthy in the long term.
Agreed, wholeheartedly. Cool. Well, thanks for the time today.
Yeah.
I'll push this out, and I appreciate all you guys are doing.
Likewise.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right.
Take
Thanks.
care.